Hi, this is Kate Larson, editor of Spin-Off Magazine. Kim McKenna has written a great article for the fall 2023 issue of Spin-Off on using a handcard and Dizz to turn dyed comb tops into smooth, airy slivers for spinning. The full article goes into detail about using this method for different color effects, but we also ask Kim to show us the two techniques discussed in action. You'll see here that Kim is starting with a single curved handcard clamped to a table edge and her preferred Dizz. Here's Kim.
Hello everyone. This short video is to show you how I use one handcard and a Dizz when working with hand-painted braids. And I use the handcard and the Dizz to help me prepare fiber for fractal yarns, for gradient yarns, for different variegated yarns. And the two methods I'm going to show you today are a little bit different. The first method, all I'm using this handcarder for is to hold the fiber in place while I Dizz or attenuate or pre-draft the fiber. And that's really helpful when you're wanting to work with this gorgeous braid that you love all the colors and you just want to spin it from one end to the other, and you want to speed up the process and have a nicer, airier, lighter yarn. It's also great for fractals. So I'm going to demonstrate the first method now. So if I was wanting to work with this braid and I was wanting to do a fractal, I would divide the braid in half, okay, and work it all the way down its length. And one half I would spin from one end to the other, and the other half I could split into 2, 3, 4, up to 8 different sections, and then spin them from end to end to make my fractal. That will give me long shots of color with the piece of roving that is just spun end to end and not split down further, and shorter shots of color for the other half of the roving that I've split down lengthwise into a few different sections. So I'm just going to demonstrate that method first, and I'm going to use a shorter piece of roving just to help the process go a little bit faster. So the first thing that I do is I want to make sure that this roving opens up nicely, that the fiber is not felted in any way. If it looks good, I pop that on my hand card. So there's the end I'm going to Dizz. And then I just use something to thread the fiber through the Dizz, capture that end, and pull it through. So the few things that are important to remember in this method is, one, you don't want to shove the Dizz up too far and then pull, because then what you'll do is you'll get all the longer fibers coming off first. It's really important that you try and have long, medium, and short fibers come out in one stroke. So to do that is I make sure that the Dizz is pushed up, but it's not stuck. It's still, it's not stuffed. The orifice is not stuffed, let's put it that way. So I pinch, and I use the curved back hand carder to help me here. I pinch, I pull back, and see how nicely that's drafting out? And then I pinch again and pull, and then pinch, pull back. So if you notice as well, I'm pinching from two different directions, top and bottom, side to side. And what that does is that helps me minimize thick and thin spots. So top and bottom, side to side. Now, if I draft any further, this is going to thin out too much. So I just lift the roving, move it forward, wiggle it into those teeth, and then I start again. Top, bottom, side to side. Top, bottom, side to side. And it's just as simple as that. And I can go from one end to the roving to the other. And I can end up with a really nice, even fiber prep. And the other thing that's really nice about it is it's faster. It's a little more efficient and a little bit faster. So there is how I use that. And I'm going to go to the other end of this roving. So there's that fiber, and it's beautiful, it's nice, it's even. So I'm going to take it to the other end. Or actually, let's just do this. So I can pretend I'm coming to the end, because there's a little technique at the end there that you need to know. So when you get to the end and you can't really lift this and move it forward anymore, you simply change the angle of the Dizz. You raise a little higher and still keep it catching in the teeth as you pull, because that's going to help really open up those fibers and make them nice and light and fluffy. And then as you come up to the end, I don't want that in my spinning, so I just drag this through the teeth and I leave that behind. Okay, so that is method 1. So now for the second method, how I use the hand card to blend the fiber and then Dizz it off. One way I could do that would be to blend the fiber on the hand card and just lift off the bat, and then just take this bat, remove a strip, reapply it to the hand card, and then Dizz that off. Okay. Another way, which I find a little more efficient and a little bit quicker, is to instead load the whole carder, still doing like you did the first time, to use the carder as a blending surface. Okay, so there's a little bit of violet and a beautiful blue, and I'm going to add a streak of this spring green. Okay, livens it up a bit. And if it's not giving up anymore from this end, just turn, and the end you have been holding on to will give up the fiber a little bit better. And to have the fiber give up to the hand card, you can't be holding too hard at this end, because if you hold too hard at this end, nothing's going to go anywhere. You have to have a light grip and then add it. And then I'm going to add a little more of this color on top. So unlike this little bat I showed you earlier, I'm not going to lift the whole bat off. Instead, I'm going to go to this end, bring all the fiber into a V, and then I'm just going to pull it off like this in one fell swoop. And I like this because I don't end up with little knotty bits as I do if I put it all on and then take the bat off, because I'm running the fibers through the teeth, and you can even feel the difference. You feel this, you don't feel any knotty bits or little noily bits, and you feel the other one and they're there. So then I take this, reapply it to the board, the card, my hand card, and then I can Dizz this off. And then I do the same as I did with the hand painted braid that I was using the hand card for, when just keeping the hand painted braid still or secure while I was dizzing. And I do the same thing. I start off low, lower than the toe, and I pinch side to side, top to bottom, side to side, top to bottom, side to side, top and bottom. Continue, and I'm lifting the Dizz a little higher now so that I don't end up with a thin spot. I'm just going to show you the other end. And drag it through at the end to keep these sort of shorter knotty bits out of my fiber prep. So there you have it. 2 ways to use one hand card clamped to a table and a Dizz. Prepare some absolutely gorgeous spinning fiber. I hope you find this little video useful and that you have some fun playing with fiber.